Jessica Carter sat at her desk in her small Denver apartment, staring at her laptop. Spreadsheets glowed on the screen, numbers she'd been crunching for her investment company, JSC Holdings. At 34, Jessica had built a successful business, but her phone lit up with a name that made her stomach sink: Dad. She answered, expecting his usual gruff tone, but heard nothing at first, just rustling, a chair scraping, a sigh. She's a failure. She'll never succeed, her father's voice cut through. Jessica froze, the phone pressed to her ear. Come on, Greg, her mother replied, softer but sharp. She's fine. She pays the mortgage, doesn't she? Her father scoffed. That's the least she can do after all we've done. She was a mistake, a disappointment. She'll never be anything but a joke. The words hit like punches. Jessica's mouth went dry, her fingers tight around the phone. She wanted to scream, but she couldn't move. She's lucky we let her be part of this family, her father went on. She'll never be one of us. Then the call ended. He hadn't meant to call her, he'd forgotten to hang up. Jessica sat still, her heart pounding so loud it seemed to shake the walls. For 6 years, she'd been paying their mortgage. Her parents thought they were paying the bank, but Jessica had bought their house through JSC Holdings when they almost lost it. They never knew she was keeping a roof over their heads. Now, she realized they wouldn't care even if they did. All her life, Jessica had worked to make her father proud. She studied hard, got straight A's, landed big jobs, made more money than he ever had. But nothing was enough. Every win, her first promotion, her first home, was dismissed. Waste of money, he'd say. She'd held on to hope that one day he'd see her worth. That hope died with his words. Jessica exhaled, her hands steady now. She opened her laptop and pulled up the mortgage papers for her parents' house. Her father thought she was nothing, but he was living under her roof. In 1 week, he'd learn the truth. Jessica wasn't a failure, she was the one in control. Jessica didn't sleep that night. Her father's words played on repeat, she was a mistake. It wasn't just the insult, it was how sure he sounded, like her whole life was a burden. She was used to his criticism. As a kid, good grades weren't enough. Her promotions? Expected. Her house? A bad choice. But this was different. This was him saying she didn't belong. By morning, Jessica was done hurting. She made coffee, sat at her desk, and opened the JSC Holdings folder labeled Property Number 12, her parents' house. 6 years ago, when they faced foreclosure, her mother had called, crying, begging for help. Her father, too proud to ask, stayed silent. Jessica stepped in. Through JSC Holdings, she bought their mortgage from the bank. They thought they were paying the bank, but their checks went to her company. She covered most of the cost, $5,800 a month, so they could stay comfortable. They never thanked her. Now, she knew they never would. Jessica scrolled through the documents. Her financial advisor, Mark, had added a purchase option clause. If her parents missed a payment, JSC Holdings could take full ownership of the house. They'd become tenants, and if they couldn't pay rent, she could evict them. They had no idea how much power she held. Her phone buzzed. A text from her mom, "Hey sweetheart, can you come for dinner Sunday? We'd love to see you." Jessica stared at it. The last time they invited her, they asked for money. She typed back, "Sure, looking forward to it." It was a lie, but she'd play their game, for now. Jessica texted her Uncle Ray, her dad's brother, the only family member who'd ever supported her. "Hey, have you heard Dad say anything weird about me?" His reply was quick, "Jessica, we need to talk. It's worse than you think." Her chest tightened. She called him. "Jessica," Uncle Ray sighed, "I've kept quiet too long. Your dad's been saying awful things. Last week, he told your mom he's checking your finances. He thinks you're hiding money. If you don't give them more, they'll try to force you, maybe call your job, get you fired, or report you to the IRS. Jessica's anger grew cold and sharp. They weren't just ungrateful, they were plotting against her. I need proof, she told Ray. Anything you can get. He promised to help. Jessica hung up, her mind racing. Her parents thought she was weak. They were about to learn how wrong they were. She called Mark. How solid is our agreement on property number 12, she asked. Airtight, Mark said. If they miss a payment, you can take the house instantly. They'd need $350,000 to buy you out. Jessica smirked. They didn't have that. Watch their account, she said. I think they're struggling. Mark checked. Their balance is low. If they don't find $5,800 by the 15th, they're done. That was 4 days away. 4 days until her father faced the truth. Sunday came and Jessica drove to her parents' house, the house she owned. It felt strange, like walking into a trap. Her mother greeted her with a big smile, too bright to be real. Jessica, sweetheart, come in. The smell of roasted chicken filled the air. Her father sat at the table, arms crossed, his face blank. Her brother, Liam, lounged in a chair, smirking. Liam, the favorite, never had to work for their father's love, even though he'd done nothing with his life. Jessica sat, keeping her face calm. It's good to see you, her father said, his voice forced. Her mother jumped in, all sweet. We've been thinking about family, how we need to help each other. Jessica nodded, waiting. Her father sighed, like it hurt him to say it. We need help, Jessica. The mortgage is tight this month. How much? Jessica asked, acting clueless. Her mother hesitated. Maybe $3,000 a month extra. That'd keep us okay. Jessica nearly laughed. She was already paying $5,800 a month, and they wanted more? That's a lot, she said, setting her fork down. It's nothing compared to what we've done for you, her father snapped. We raised you, gave you everything. The least you can do is help. Jessica held his gaze, her blood cold. The least she could do? They'd called her a failure while living on her money. I'll think about it, she said. Her mother smiled, relieved. Thank you, sweetheart. They thought they'd won. That night, Mark called. They defaulted. No payment. JSC Holdings owns the house now. Jessica closed her eyes, a rush of satisfaction hitting her. Do we start eviction? Mark asked. Not yet, she said. Let them figure it out. 3 days later, Friday morning, an email arrived from JSC Holdings' legal team, default notice, property number 12. The house was hers. Her parents were now tenants, her mother if they didn't pay rent, frantic. They'd be out. There's a mistake at 9:42 a.m., her mom called. They say we defaulted, but that's not right. Jessica let it go to voicemail. Jessica leaned back, her dad called at 9:50. It's not a mistake. She waited an hour, you then didn't pay, so the house isn't yours anymore. You're tenants now. Silence. What? Her mother whispered. Her father's voice cut in, shaky. The mortgage is with the bank. We've been paying it. No, Jessica said. 6 years ago, I bought your mortgage. You've been paying JSC Holdings, my company. I own the house. Dead silence. Then Liam laughed. We've been paying our failure of a sister? You probably messed up the paperwork, like always. Jessica stayed calm. Rent's due in 30 days. If you don't pay, you're out. Jessica, wait, her mother begged. Her father growled, this is a bluff. You wouldn't do this to family. Jessica laughed. Wouldn't I? She thought of their insults, their plans to ruin her. If you try anything, threats, damage to the house, I'll press charges. She hung up, her hand steady. They'd underestimated her for the last time. The next day, Jessica's phone exploded with texts. Mom, Jessica, please, we're family. Dad, you'll regret this. Liam, you're a pathetic loser. We'll take the house back. Jessica read them, then blocked their numbers. She'd spent years carrying them. Now, she was done. But her parents didn't stop. Wednesday morning, an email arrived from a lawyer, urgent, home foreclosure mistake. Her parents claimed a misunderstanding and wanted the house back. Jessica forwarded it to Mark. They've got no case, he laughed. They signed everything. Legally, you're untouchable. Jessica nodded, but she knew they'd keep fighting. That night, Uncle Ray called. Your dad's not just going legal, he said. He's calling your job, trying to get you fired. He's saying you're committing fraud. Jessica's stomach dropped. Her father wasn't just after the house, he was after her life. Be careful, Ray warned. The next morning, Jessica went to her manager, Lauren, at work. I need to talk, she said. In Lauren's office, she explained everything, the mortgage, the default, her father's threats. Lauren shook her head. Jessica, you're not going anywhere. We deal with this stuff, grudges, false reports. If he calls, we'll handle it. He can't touch you. Relief flooded Jessica. Lauren promised to alert the legal team. If he steps out of line, we'll hit him with a cease and desist. That night, a knock came at Jessica's door, hard, angry. She opened it to find her parents. Her father's face was red, her mother's eyes puffy. We need the house back, her father said, his voice low. You have no right. Jessica crossed her arms. I have every right, legally, financially, morally. Her mother begged, we raised you, gave you everything. Jessica cut in, you called me a failure, a mistake. You planned to ruin me when I stopped paying. Her mother flinched. Her father's eyes darkened. You'll regret this, Jessica. You're nothing without us. Jessica met his gaze. We'll see. She shut the door, her heart racing but free. Allies emerged. Uncle Ray sent recordings of her father's rants, proof of his threats. Sarah, a co-worker, shared how her own family had manipulated her, offering support. Mark dug deeper, finding her parents' bank records. They'd been spending recklessly, assuming Jessica would always cover them. The evidence piled up, strengthening her case. Jessica sent the final notice to vacate, property number 12. Her parents had 30 days to leave. Her mother called 27 times. Her father left one voicemail, you'll come crawling back. Liam texted, you ruined our family. Jessica deleted them all. She was done. Mark handled the eviction. On the 29th day, her parents moved out, leaving trash and taking what they could. Jessica drove to the house one last time. It was empty, quiet. She felt no sadness, just relief. She sold the house 2 weeks later, using the profits to start a fund for women escaping abusive families. She knew how it felt to be trapped, to think love had to be earned. Her parents' lawyer dropped the case, there was no fight to win. Her father's calls to her job failed, HR documented them as harassment. The truth was out, Jessica wasn't the failure. They were. She thrived at work, her company growing. She spoke at a local women's event, sharing her story, you don't owe anyone your worth. The crowd cheered. 3 months later, Jessica's life was her own. JSC Holdings was booming, and she was closer to Uncle Ray, her real family. Her parents sent one last email, Jessica, please, can we talk? She deleted it. Some bridges were meant to burn. Sitting in her apartment, Jessica looked at a photo of herself at 10, smiling with her dad. She didn't feel sad anymore. She'd learned family isn't blood, it's who stands by you. She was free, not because she'd won, but because she'd chosen herself. Her story wasn't over, it was just beginning.